Alexander Chun had seen many things during his 15 years as a cargo handler on Frontier Station Kepler 442. But nothing had prepared him for the contraband. Shipment in Bay 17. The metal crate was supposed to contain mining equipment. Instead, when he pried it open for inspection, 4 pairs of luminescent eyes stared back at him from the darkness. The alien mother was hunched protectively over 3 small children, her chitinous plates scratched and dulled from confinement. Her species, the Valorians, were known throughout the galaxy for their crystalline exoskeletons that could refract light into brilliant patterns when healthy. These 4 looked like they hadn't seen proper light in weeks. "Processing error," came the voice of Station Manager Voss through Alexander's comm unit. "Those are designated for the syndicate auction on Titan's Eye. You have authorization to transfer them to holding. Bay 9. Alexander's jaw tightened. The syndicate auctions were notorious flesh markets where rare species were sold to the highest bidder. Collectors, illegal laboratories, entertainment rings. The fate awaiting this family was worse than death. "Did you copy, Chun?" Voss's voice grew sharp. "Copied," Alexander replied, but his hands didn't move toward the transport controls. The Valorian mother made a soft clicking sound, her head tilting as she studied him. One of the children, the smallest, reached a tiny 3-fingered hand toward Alexander. The gesture was so achingly human in its innocence that something inside him cracked out. He had 2 choices: follow orders and condemn these beings to slavery, or commit career suicide and likely face criminal charges. Alexander had always believed that humanity's greatest strength wasn't its technology or its military might. It was the choice to be better than circumstances demanded. He made his choice. Transport delayed due to mechanical issue, he reported, already moving. We'll update in 30 minutes. Alexander worked with practiced efficiency, disabling the crate's tracking beacon and rerouting the manifest logs. His fingers flew across his datapad, creating ghost entries and false transfer records. If he was going to do this, he had to be thorough. Ana Rodriguez found him 20 minutes later in the auxiliary cargo bay, attempting to coax the Valorian family out of their crate with ration bars. "Alex, what the hell are you doing?" Ana, the station's chief medical officer, stared at the scene with wide eyes. "Making a terrible decision," Alexander replied without looking up. "You should leave. Pretend you never saw this." Ana had served with Alexander for 8 years. They'd survived solar flares, pirate raids, and the great oxygen recycler failure of '87 together. She knew him better than anyone on this floating metal rock. She knelt beside him. "That mother is malnourished," Ana observed clinically, her doctor's instincts overriding her shock. "The little one has an infection in her forward manipulator. And you're an idiot, I know. A noble idiot, but still an idiot." Ana pulled out her medical scanner. "We'll need to get them to my private quarters. The clinic has too much traffic." Alexander looked at her, something warm and fierce blooming in his chest. "You don't have to." "Shut up and help me with the crate," Ana interrupted. "We're doing this together, or not at all." Over the next 3 hours, they smuggled the Valorian family through maintenance corridors to Ana's quarters in the residential sector. Ana treated their wounds and malnutrition while Alexander forged documentation for a supply shuttle that didn't exist. The mother, whom they learned was named Kurthala through a translation matrix, explained in halting standard that her family had been taken from their colony world during a raid. She had 3 children, Zev, Mira, and little Pip. They were the last of their clan. "Please," Kurthala's translated voice trembled. "If you cannot save us all, save the children. They deserve to see home." Alexander exchanged glances with Ana. Neither of them could stand that broken plea. "We're getting all of you to the Valorian embassy on New Casablanca," Alexander said firmly. "All of you?" What followed was the most stressful week of their lives. They moved the family incrementally through the station, disguising them in cargo containers during shift changes. Anna fabricated medical emergencies to explain her absence. Alexander called in every favor he'd accumulated over 15 years. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source, Captain Jennifer Wu of the merchant vessel Starlight Wanderer. An old friend of Alexander's, she owed him for a rescue during the Proxima Centauri incident. When he explained the situation through encrypted channels, she didn't hesitate. "Get them to docking bay 12 at 0300 hours, Wu said. "I'll have a courier pod ready." No questions asked. On the night of the escape, Vass finally noticed the discrepancies in the cargo logs. Alarms blared through the station as security teams mobilized. "Go," Alexander urged, pushing Kurthala and her children toward Anna, who waited at the docking tunnel entrance. "Wu will get you to safety." "Come with us." Kurthala clutched his hand with surprising strength. "You saved us. You are family now." "I'll slow you down," Alexander said, though his heart screamed otherwise. "Anna will make sure." "We both go," Anna interrupted, grabbing his arm. "You think I'm letting you martyr yourself while I run? We're in this together, remember?" Security was 30 seconds away. They ran. The courier pod launched just as security reached the docking bay. Captain Wu engaged jump drives the moment they cleared station perimeter, leaving Kepler 442 far behind. 3 weeks later, they arrived at New Casablanca. The Valorian embassy welcomed Kurthala and her children with tears of joy their species expressed emotion through bioluminescent pulses. And the embassy building lit up like a festival. The ambassador, a towering Valorian named Shalmora, offered Alexander and Anna full pardons negotiated with human authorities, along with citizenship in Valorian space and guaranteed employment. "You could have sold them," Shalmora said, his translated voice heavy with emotion. "You could have walked away. Instead, you chose to see people, not property. That is the human quality we most admire." Standing in the embassy garden, watching Pip play with other Valorian children for the first time, her exoskeleton finally gleaming with healthy opalescence, Alexander felt Anna's hand slip into his. "No regrets?" she asked. Alexander thought about his old life, his career, the safe and predictable existence he'd left behind. Then he looked at Kurthala, who was watching her children laugh and play, her own exoskeleton pulsing with colors that meant joy and gratitude. Some choices defined who you were. "Not a single one," Alexander replied. "Humanity's greatest strength, he'd always believed, was the choice to be better." Today, watching this reunited family thrive, he knew he'd chosen correctly. They'd ordered him to sell an alien, mother and her children. He chose to be their family instead. And in doing so, he proved what it truly meant to be human.